Good afternoon and welcome to CalABLE's webinar series. Today we will be discussing how CalABLE can improve your health. My name is Ann Osborne and I am the program manager with CalABLE. I would like to introduce Deputy Treasurer Audrey Noda, and she has prepared some opening remarks for us today that she would like to share.
Thank you, Anne. Good afternoon. I am Audrey Noda, as Anne said, Deputy Treasurer for Health and Education overseeing CalABLE. On behalf of the State Treasurer, Fiona Ma, I'd like to welcome you to the CalABLE webinar series. Today's webinar will explore the question, can CalABLE improve your health? We want everyone to be able to lead long and healthy lives. We recognize that having a disability can result in unique challenges to your health. Additionally, other factors such as financial status can impact a healthy lifestyle. This webinar will define the concept of financial wellness and describe how it can impact your health. This webinar will also explore how CalABLE can be a tool to help achieve financial wellness and better health. We hope that by the end of this webinar, you'll gain a better understanding so you can use your CalABLE account to improve your health and quality of life. State Treasurer Ma and I believe that CalABLE is an excellent financial tool for Californians with disabilities. This program is a critical step toward ensuring that people with disabilities have access to opportunities needed to thrive economically. CalABLE account owners are already taking advantage of tax-free savings and investments, with more than 7,600 account owners and over $78 million deposited in their CalABLE accounts. And unlike a 401k or Roth IRA, account owners may access those funds at any time without taxes or penalties. For the first time, individuals on means-tested benefit programs can save up to $100,000 without having their benefits impacted. This is a game changer that's designed to empower this community to begin saving for their financial futures. So thank you for joining us today and for your continued support of the CalABLE program.
So touching more on that, we'll be talking about health as a qualified disability expense. So next slide, please. So to talk about this, I've invited CalABLE Ambassador Jennifer to talk about how she's used her CalABLE account for health expenses. So if we could just, take the slideshow down so I can talk to Jennifer. Yes, perfect. Okay. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi there, Madeline. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Not a problem at all.
Okay, so my first question is, could you share a little bit about yourself and your health journey?
I am Jennifer Obakome, 33 years old, native Los Angelino, conceived, born, and raised. I've had many opportunities through time and school events and such of things, researching things that got to, especially for health things, as a young person, being involved with all of these programs and various projects for the benefit of the neighborhood at large. And several years ago, it became impossible to do that when I found out how bad most of the vertebra and discs in my neck were failing, and were also creating a spinal cord indentation, which spinal cord injury starts with the indented. If it's bruised, permanent loss of mobility. Then a few other issues, heart-related things, gastric things. And at this point right now, I'm sitting on surgery number 5 to see if more of my spine can be corrected. So that's pretty much me in my everyday life.
Great. Thank you for sharing that, Jennifer. How have you used your CalABLE account for health expenses?
I was so grateful when I had all of the resources in that CalABLE. I had to get $3,000 worth of important dental work. One of those three crowns broke because they were poorly made. So now that's going to set me back another $2,000 that I don't have in the account anymore. But when I did, it was a godsend. Insurance didn't want to cover anything. Various physicians with other conditions I have, nobody wanted to help. So at least I had that money in the account to do for myself the best I could. Walker, wheelchair, a new bed that is made for someone with serious spinal injuries or severe arthritis as a result of those spinal issues. So at least I got what I needed while I could, which is very important. And I think it also, it makes life a little less dark when you can get the things you need, especially on the health front, and you don't have to be scared about Social Security running behind you like Frankenstein's monster. You not too much of this, you have too much of that, this and that, and all that back and forth. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you've used your CalABLE account for a lot of out-of-pocket health expenses.
A lot of it. A lot of it.
Has CalABLE improved your access to healthcare, would you say?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We know, especially in terms of not only being women, but being women of color, the differences in the assistance you will get from a doctor or how serious you are being taken when you say something is wrong. And I've had several medical experts who literally treated me like a hysterical woman and taking my depression and anxiety and my PSD and putting it right back on me, gaslighting. So with the funds in the CalABLE account, there were a couple of blood tests that I paid for out of pocket, and it wasn't cheap. That confirmed for me I was never imagining things, and vindicated me. And I informed those doctors or specialists, thanks to being a-holes, I know what my issue is now. How about I'm just going to cut you off and go find new medical experts, which I did. And those tests alone have helped with the neurosurgeon I have, the psychologist and psychiatrist I have, the GI related issues. Those.
Oh, Jennifer, you're muted.
I think because when you have so many medical issues and people don't take you seriously, and you're already traumatized enough through life, I'm going to keep it real. Suicidal ideations that I've been fighting almost all my entire life from major depression. How does being gaslit and treated like you're an idiot or a child and ignored, how much would anybody be able to take before suicide, feeling like that was the only way out of medical conditions and stress, low income? And that's just my truth. I can't speak for anybody else, but for myself, yeah.
I'm really glad it sounds like you've been able to advocate for your health in this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. And I'm happy it sounds like you have better doctors now as well.
Far better. I've been looking for good doctors like that for the last 15 years.
Mhm. So touching a little bit more on the subject of mental health, has CalABLE improved your mental health?
Not having to worry about not having clothes, not having to worry about bills not being made, not having to worry about having a bed with bed stairs because of multiple spinal surgeries. Yeah, I think I think it would say I kind of downplaying it. I think it's helped a lot. And the truth is,
Okay.
it helped so much. Like I said, you don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about clothes. You've got a bed, your bills are met. If you want to, or if you have to hop off in an Uber or a Lyft to get to an appointment, you're less likely to freak out because, hi, I have money in my CalABLE. It's not being taxed. It's not being withheld from me. I'm able to use it for what I need it for, not wasted on foolishness, but serious conditions. And those serious conditions alone drained the CalABLE. But were that not in existence, I don't think any of my conditions would have been properly treated because I wouldn't have the resources to pay for what I needed. So there's
Mhm. Great. You've talked a little bit about health insurance and SSI. Could you share how CalABLE interacts with those public benefits?
unless you have $100,000 in the account, you have nothing to worry about. Um, and especially also when you're in low income housing and there are people who want to pick at you or pick with you about where your resources are. Not having them be able to touch it and the resources strictly for either the beneficiary, sorry, or being the person who is permitted by the beneficiary to be an authorized representative. It's funny when you go from being worried about financial things and how it's going to impact you and having people on the other side that thinks, "Ooh, I've got them there, I've got them there." And then they did research and found out that they couldn't touch it or they would be in trouble. So very important against when it comes to protecting yourself against Medicaid, SSI, low income housing, all these other things.
Mhm. And how did you feel after opening a CalABLE account?
First of all, I had heard about the creation of the ABLE accounts around somewhere between 2013 and 2015. And I said, oh, okay, I think this is going to be a good idea. And then I did research, found out California at that point in time didn't have one. So to have to revisit it and said to myself that California, we have an ABLE system now. And I went into my duffel bag, pulled out the paperwork. Let me tell you, absolutely wonderful. Nothing out here is a one size fits all for anyone else. So I can't speak to other people's perspectives on it. For me in my situation, it helped considerably. And
Great.
if I had to go back and do it all over again, I'd reopen another CalABLE all over again.
I'm glad to hear that. What advice would you give to someone who is thinking about opening a CalABLE account?
Quit thinking and set up the account. Because while you're thinking about it, that's time passing. And what could work for you 5 minutes ago is over now 5 minutes later. There really isn't any skin off your nose opening a CalABLE. And again, like I said, it's up to everybody to do research for themselves. I mean, I think that's, yeah, I think that's That's my thoughts. Hop on it, get it quick while you can.
Great. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining us today. Would you mind staying on the call till the end of the presentation just to answer any questions if people have them for you?
Okay, sure. Yes, I'll be here.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we could put back the presentation.